Hello, 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 once again, my YouTube subscribers and my newcomers. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Real News Talk Show. I am your Real News host, coming to you today with the story about baby Taylor Williams, you guys. Baby Taylor Williams' mother was arrested for child neglect. Now, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe so that I can come back with more commentary just for you. Look, the police said that this mother had stopped doing investigations with them. That was a red flag right there. How in the hell did she think she was not going to be arrested when indeed she would even stop talking to investigators about her own child's disappearance? Why would she stop? If she was in the best interest of that child, she would have never stopped talking to the investigators about baby Taylor. Now, they found baby Taylor in Alabama, and they said that she had some type of connections and she was lying about the situation because she said that the last time she saw her baby was in the bed on November the 5th, and that when she woke up the next morning on November the 6th, the baby was gone. But they're saying they don't know exactly when that baby died because of this mother not cooperating with them, stop talking to them, so forth and so on. So now she will be in custody, but guess what? She had an apparent overdose of some type of drugs, and she is in serious condition. I hope she pulls out of this so justice can be served for this baby. What is going on? Why are people killing our children? This is another case, and it all started out, remember, it seems like since Maleah Davis in Houston, Texas, baby Maleah Davis story came out where Darian Vance was seen on camera bringing that baby out in a garbage bag, and that baby was dumped on side of the road. What's going on? Ever since then, if you notice, it was like back to back. It's like you got a bunch of copycats. I mean, babies around her age, the same age, Cupcake, this little baby, Taylor, Maleah Davis. It's been just a number of babies that I've done videos on in the past about all of these babies. Why are they hurting our children of tomorrow? These are innocent little babies. I mean, why would you even bring a baby into the world if you didn't want it? I mean, you could have gotten an abortion. You could have put the baby up for adoption. And this mother has been charged because she know something was going on with that baby, you guys. It is really, really horrific. It is just so sad. And the baby name was Taylor Williams. The mother name was Brianna Williams. So she's in serious condition. And it happened in Florida. I think they lived in Florida. But this mother is in serious condition now because she's trying to OD before she served her time. But at least one thing about it, you guys, they got her. Because remember BrittanyBowens and that baby Maleah? They never did charge BrittanyBowens when everybody know that Brittany, just like this lady here, had something to do with that baby's murder. And let me tell you why. Because she didn't keep her eyes on her. Whether she did it directly or indirectly, any mother that have a baby should be in total connection with that child. My mother, I'm the seventh sibling. It was 8 of us, and I'm the 7th. And my mother had her hands on all 8. She knew where we were. I mean, it was no harm that could happen to us because they was on us like white on rice, baby. So these kids that have come up missing with these boyfriends, with these mothers are the reason for the season. They're the reason these children are coming up dead because they're not protecting them. They're not watching them. There have been many stories where they even let the boyfriends, like in the BrittanyBowens case, when she was on TV with Cornell X, he said that Brittany knew that Darian Vance was bathing Maleah Davis without her consent, and she still stayed with him. So you see what I'm saying? So what I am saying is that the mothers are always going to have something to do with the murder of their child if they're not watching that child 24/7. If you're not watching your baby, and that's a 5-year-old baby, a 3-year-old baby, a 4-year-old baby like Cupcake Camille, how that mother, and I think with Cupcake, I still say that father had some type of connection or something. He owed somebody money or he sold the baby for it's something with that. And eventually that stuff is going to come out. It's something with that. But you have people that go to prison that a lot of people pay to do these crimes and they don't tell. They're called snitches. They feel that they're called a snitch if they don't tell. You got some people that would rot in jail before they would tell the truth. Because I do feel that baby Cupcake Camille father Dominique knew something about that baby, because on that first interview, when I saw an interview online, it was on YouTube, I think, and he was just talking, oh no, I'm going to find my baby. Oh, my baby Cupcake. Oh no, I'm going to find my baby Cupcake. She was so sweet. Everybody loved Cupcake. Cupcake this and Cupcake that. And he was very adamant about finding Cupcake. And he said that, and what would somebody, a 50-year-old man or something would want to do with a little girl? And I kind of like, he said something about the age of a man and why would they want to have, what could they do with a little baby like Cupcake? And I was saying to myself, how in the hell did he know how old they were? For him to put an age with who had her. You see what I'm saying? And then I saw online where another guy was bashing him, saying, you need to pay these people, man. You need to pay these people. And don't be trying to say we had nothing to do with it. So his lifestyle, the mother's lifestyle for allowing her child to be outside, they're all, it seems to me that the father should be in jail, the mother should be in jail, and the actual kidnapper should be in jail. Because they're all tied to that baby some kind of a way, and that stuff is going to come out. It's going to come out, and these people may have been paid, so they may not be talking right now, just like the Darian Vance, how everybody already know that BrittanyBowens was the reason for the season. I mean, I even met a young lady, I said that on one of my other tapes, I met a girl at my sister's house in Houston, Texas, that said, I am kin to the baby's father. And what was going on is that Darian Vance people had control of Maleah Davis. And because I asked her, I said, well, why in the hell did that father go to that house and he didn't take Maleah Davis with him? She said that the reason why was because of the fact that it was still ongoing investigations from CPS with that baby, and actually Brittany and Darian Brittany had nothing to do with that baby. Darian and them did. Darian's mother had control. That baby was under CPS with Darian's mother. Darian people had that baby. So the thing of it is that he had to probably bow down to him just to see his kids. You see what I'm saying? Because him and Brittany had lost control of the babies because of abuse that was going on even prior abuse. And I heard that it was abuse from BrittanyBowens, and that BrittanyBowens was actually jealous of her own baby because of the love that the father had for the child. This is what I heard. It's not coming from me, it's coming from a source that told me this. She was jealous, and in fact, she still really did care for that father. Even though she was with Darian Vance, she still cared for that baby's father, but he had moved on with someone else. This is what I heard. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm only telling you what I heard at my sister's house. I'm not going to call any names. I'm quite sure he has a lot of relatives, but this was someone that's very, very close that told me that personally, in person. And I was like, well, that's really, really weird that he wouldn't have gotten that baby, because that was bothering me, that when he went to that house, you guys remember, And he left that baby there, and everybody was like, well, I wonder if the baby was dead when he went there. And Darian Ben said the baby had a cold or something, and he didn't even try to see her or, go in the house or anything like that. He just took his word. And that was why she said, because him and Brittany, I don't know if they had a restraining order against her or what, but I know it was still going on with CPS. So he couldn't just take the baby unless they allowed him to, because Darian Ben's mother, on his side, they had control over that baby. So it's just really a sad situation, because CPS gave the control to his mother, and then he's going to turn around and kill the baby. Okay? He's going to turn around and kill the baby, and BrittanyBowens know exactly what happened. She could have been there because the timeline has not been identified online yet. Now, if the investigators have that timeline and they can pinpoint it, that's good enough for me. But from the timelines that we've seen online and videos and how she was online with her friends, laughing and talking and wouldn't answer certain questions, or did you talk to your daughter when you was it's just a crock of mess. It was a crock of mess. Oh, and also the source told me that her mother and her family distanced themselves from BrittanyBowens because they felt that she did have something to do with it, because of her and Darian Vance, and how she had already allowed him to abuse that child, bathe that child, and knowingly, because she stood up with Cornell X on TV, and he said in front of the public on TV with her standing right next to him. She was standing there. All you have to do is Google it up. It's not what I'm saying, it's what you can see. He said, right there with her, BrittanyBowens standing there, he said, BrittanyBowens told me that he would want to bathe that baby, and he would bathe that baby without her without her approval, and also he would abuse that baby. And she stood right there. I would have been telling him, oh no, you lying. Oh no, I didn't say that. Oh no, I would have been clearing my name right then and there, Johnny, on the spot, baby. Because her name became mud after that. When she stood up there right next to Cornell X and she let him say that, that means it was true. That was her chance to defend herself in front of the whole wide world. And she didn't. She didn't do that. She did not do that. And then when her and her mother was saying, well, they drove around the airport and this, that, and the other, and then she left a key, it was just a bunch of bullshit. It was just a crock of mess. And she knew exactly what happened to that baby. She had to, being a mother of a girl and a boy. Nowadays, you can't just single out just girls, because abuse has been happening. Little boys are getting raped and stuff too. They really are. People have really lost it, you guys. They really have lost it. Like this mother here with this baby here, Taylor Williams. A beautiful name like Taylor. I've always loved that name, Taylor. I have a friend with a little niece named Taylor. That's a beautiful name for such a beautiful little girl to come up missing like that. And so they're going to, like they said, they're going to do more investigations, because it's not over with Taylor Williams, this little baby here. It is not over, and it's the same thing kind of with Maleah Davis' story and Cupcake story. It's always a lot of loopholes that they got to close. And it could be a year, it could be 2 years, but they're going to get you. Whoever has something to do with it, they are coming to get you. You cannot run and you cannot hide, because these are God's children, and He will let it come to the light what's in the dark. He will. It's no way you can go around and harm innocent little babies, grown-ass people, just mistreating babies. A baby is an angel. The baby didn't ask to come here. And these grown-ass people that are hurting these babies, they live to be the age that they are, but they didn't give that child a chance to even live to be past 5 or 6 years old. That's ridiculous. They didn't give that child a life. They took away a life of a child that God created. They didn't create the baby. And even the parent. My mother said, baby, all parents are not parents. And I see what she's saying. And I always quote everything that my mother told me because so far I have found it to be true. And I've been kind of waiting, trying to see. My mother's deceased now. She passed the day before my birthday because she knew better than to pass on my birthday. I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. But she passed on my nephew's birthday. I'm glad it was him instead of me. But everything she's ever told me has come to the light. And I have been waiting to see something that didn't come to the light. And I haven't been able to do it yet. I'm telling you, between my mother and my grandmother, who's 97, I have heard it all. And when they say something, they say, baby, keep living and you're going to see. But see, back when we were growing up around them, the other neighbors could whip us and with a paddle, and we did wrong. They had the right. My mother would say, if you see them getting out of line, spank their butts, you know? But nowadays, people are not helping people raise kids. People are taking kids, molesting kids, killing kids, selling kids. It's just a mess. What is this world coming to? And that's the part when they say keep living and you're going to see some stuff that you never thought you would see. And it's happening. We would go to the store for men, older people, you know. You may have one nut in the crowd that may try to come after a child. But the majority of them, because back then they would kill you mess with a child. Even now, if you go to prison, go to jail, those guys don't like child molesters. Oh, no, 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 no. But back then, it was more safer for kids. You could walk down the streets. You know, you could go to the store for the neighbor. And you could do all of that, but not anymore. If a kid gets caught walking down the street, some old pervert's going to come and snatch him up. It's bad. It is bad. It is so, so sad. And then people don't speak up because it could be someone seeing what's going on and they won't open their mouths and tell. And I tell people, I said, they have anonymous hotlines. I mean, you don't have to, if you know something that's going on with a child, illegal, you do not have to give your name. If you don't want the rewards money, don't take it. Just help the child. Because sometimes it's not all about money, because the love of money is the root of all evil. It's about saving our children, you guys. It's about saving our children. And then you got kids killing kids, just like that guy in Santa Clarita, California, 30 miles northwest of Los Angeles, shot and killed 2 people, a 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl at a school. That is really horrific. You got them shooting, you got kids killing kids, you got adults killing kids, you got kids killing themselves. Where are our children of tomorrow? Are we going to have any left? And then the parents that's having kids back to back, they're killing them too. Or they're abusing them, or they're mistreating them. Then guess what? The kids get in the system, they get in with CPS, and then you have other crazos that get the kids, and they molest them, they malnourish them. Just like I was reading online where it was a little girl, well, she was 11, and she was with these people that CPS had given since she was 6 years old. And she was 11 years old and homeschooled because they had her locked up in some kind of trailer with cameras watching the child, had her in a diaper where she couldn't go to the bathroom, just really mistreating her. So somehow, because she was homeschooled and she was online, she was able to tell the online teacher, I am hungry, I only eat a bowl of rice a day. And that's when they sent the police there. And the rest was history. Their ass is grass. So what I'm saying is kids they don't have a chance anymore. Everybody's harming them. Even the people that they're hiring to help them. They get from one bad situation at home and they go into another bad situation through CPS. And this stuff has to stop. It really has to stop, you guys. What's really going on? Why are people hurting our children? If anybody could just tell me that. Innocent little kids. They're so sweet and they're so innocent. And all they are love. That's all. Why would somebody want to hurt an innocent little kid? Why? I saw a clip online where even Tyler Perry said, I think his son was doing something bad, and he looked at him and he said, I can't even whip him. He couldn't do anything other than just shake his head like, how could anybody hurt an innocent little baby? And they just look at you, they don't know no better. And he said, I couldn't do nothing with my son. He said, because I remember when I was a little boy and how I was abused. He said he looked at his son. He was like, how in the world could anybody hurt a baby? And that's the same way I feel. It's some sick people out there, you guys. And my mother said, trust no man. It has gotten to the point that people just have turned my stomach off. I hate to say that. I love people. But the world is getting to the point where you can't trust nobody. I remember the saying, never let your left hand know what your right hand's doing, but by golly, I'm still going to have that love in my heart, but people have really, really just being nice. Sometimes the nicer you are, the worse they get, and it's just bad out here, you guys. It's horrible. And people better wake up. And if I don't feel it with a person, I don't want to have nothing to do with them. You got to pray. And so God can give you the wisdom to feel who you want to deal with. And if you start feeling something crazy, get the hell away and tell them to stay away. And that's just how I feel about it. If a person's not right in their heart, and I know I am in mine, kiss my ass. I don't want to be bothered. I really don't. Because fair exchange is no robbery. What you put out, you get back. But if a person's steady putting out love, and all they're receiving is hate, those two don't gel together. So I'd rather stay away. I'd rather live in a matchbox all by myself than to be bothered with anybody that's negative, anybody that's hurting kids, anybody that's evil, anybody that just don't give a damn about society, life, human mankind, greed, envy, jealous. I don't want to be bothered with it. So I don't care who it is. It could be my relatives, which in every family you have some of that too. I don't want to be bothered. If they are not right in their heart, in order to protect your heart, it's better to be like that. Because I've been heartbroken before from being too nice to people that wasn't nice back to me. And my cup was so full and then it got empty. And when God woke me up, he was like, well, you know why you're feeling depressed? Because you're giving too much and you're not getting, I know God wouldn't say shit, but you're not getting shit back. So be aware of who you give it to. Make sure they deserve your goodness. Don't be a yes man nor a yes woman, just trying to please the world just because you have a smile on your face. Don't do it, because you got a bunch of parasites that'll suck all the life out of you. And guess what they'll do? Go over here and suck all the life out of somebody else, and their light will be shining and yours will be put out because they done took everything you had. That would never happen again to me. But I had to wake up. When you're young and you're giving and you have all the friends, and I used to have all the cars, the friends, and I would take them here and there. My mother said, you don't need all them people. Only friend you got is God. You got enough siblings and family. You don't need a whole bunch of people around you because they don't mean you any good. And I was like, oh, Mother, don't say that. People not like that. Keep living. And Granny, keep living. I'm like, really? I just couldn't believe that the world could be like it is. But they told me, and I'm seeing it. If they can hurt babies, what do you think they'll do to you? If a person can hurt an innocent little baby like Cupcake, Maleah, this baby here, Taylor, and all these other kids that have been missing, what do you think they would do to a grown-ass person if they're going to go and hurt somebody that can't even defend themselves? Trust no man. It's sad to be like that, but that's the way life has gotten. You can love people and you treat them at arm's length, but keep your eyes open, baby, because people are crazy. It can be a neighbor watching your kid. It could be another kid watching your kid. It could be people setting up people to get kids. You got all this sex trafficking going on. You don't know who's the setup man and what kid they go through. They go through kids, they go through friends, they go through family. They could be a maintenance man, a yard man, a babysitter, or it's something else. And you see where a lot of these people that are daycare workers that helps old people, and somehow the siblings may leave a camera around and you see them hitting these old people. And once a man, twice a child, they're nothing but babies, just like a baby. How could you do that? How? And somehow God let that camera catch them. You see, when people do wrong, eventually they will pay. Nobody escapes the Creator who created heaven and earth, because He's sitting high and He's looking low. So people need to wake up and know that one day you think you're doing stuff and getting away. It's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. For the time being, you may think it's happening. And you're just spinning your wheels because you're going to get caught in one way or the other. It was just like with OJ. I'm just putting a parable. When OJ Simpson, they said he killed Nicole and Ron Goldman. OJ did time for something that he did prior. Now, I can't say if he killed them or not. All I can say is that 9 years, because for something so stupid of the 9 years that he should not have gotten, we know he shouldn't have got 9 years for going to collect his own goods. He shouldn't have gotten 9 years for that. But the reason he got that time was for something he did in the past. And I'm just going to put it to you like that. Now, whatever that was, I'm not here to say. All I'm saying is it happened. Something. And people pay for their crimes in different ways. Whatever crimes that may be. Because the crime that he went to prison for was definitely, he was not supposed to go. And I'm just going to put it to you like that. Plain and simple. That sometimes people think they're getting by, and then in the end, bam, bam-a-lam, bam, 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 bam-a-lam. So you guys, let's pray for our children out here in the streets, our children with parents that are children, that are raising children, our children that have parents that are not watching them, our children that have parents that have boyfriends that's molesting them, our children that are afraid to speak up. Let's pray for them, because if we pray for them, maybe they'll get the strength to tell. Do you know how many kids may be out there that's not really telling and being abused because they're afraid? Because a pedophile and a molester, he'll tell those kids, if you tell, I'll kill you. I know a girl that used to be a hairstylist of mine told me a horrific story. I wonder where that girl is today, where her mother's boyfriend had been molesting her since she was like 5 or 6 years old. And her mother didn't want to believe her. She was so angry with her mother. Her mother did not want to believe her that she was being molested, because she was so in love and crazy in love over this nut. And so when the girl would go to school, when she finally broke her silence, the first time, I think the guy said, oh, well, she's just being a fast little girl at 6 years old. She's running around the neighborhood and messing with little boys. Well, how could a 6-year-old little girl know about sex unless an old coon like him had been having sex with her, So the girl felt harsh about her mother the whole time, but it was her mother, so she had a bittersweet combination about her mother. She told me she looked at her mother as just another person, even though she still has accepted her as a mother. And for somehow, that girl still feels obligated to her mother, as if she owes her mother something for what crime her mother caused to happen on her. That stuff, it puts a psychological effect on children. And she was also saying that she didn't want her other little friends to come and play because she didn't want him to molest them. So finally, she went to school and they found the DNA and it was his a match. He ended up doing some time. And guess what? He got out. He got out of jail. When he got out of jail, he calls the mother gets back with her. So CPS had to take the baby away from that mother, the child away from that house, because CPS said, well, if you're going to still be with this molester, he's did time for molesting your daughter. You see how weak women are? That woman was so weak. She went back to that man even after he went to jail for raping and molesting her child since she was 5 or 6 years old. And so the girl told me that she was in foster care because for months, I think 6 months or a year, until the mother finally grabbed a hold of her senses. But see, she was flamming her daughter. I love you, I don't. I love you, I don't. She didn't stick up for her from the very beginning when the child first went to her. So that child would never have respect for her mother as long as the day she lived. Because my mother, oh my God, Jesus. No man comes before my mother's children. My mother made that plain and simple and clear. Plain and clear. No man comes before my children. Because your child is your blood, not his. This wasn't even his blood. And she was taken up for him. So then what happened when they put her in foster care. So finally the mother woke up and the mother went and got her child. And so they had to move. The mother moved away from, where they were, where her and the man was living. And she got an apartment. And do you know that man found out where that apartment was, and the mother was at work, and he was breaking in the window to get back at that little girl again? This is real news talk. I'm not telling you a made up story. I'm telling you this is real story from real people that have actually told me, and I'm not lying about it. This is real news. And with me working in the public with women all my life, I have heard some stories. This is just nothing here compared to some of the stories that I can tell you. This young lady, well, she's a young lady now. She said that the man found, when her mother finally got her back out of foster care, the man found out where they was, and that man broke through that window But before that happened, let me back it up a little bit. I remember her telling me that the man had called her mother's number, and at the time, you have the answer machines, and so she called that caller ID back, and he was with another woman, and it was her fiance, and she said, "Ma'am, who are you?" And she said, "Well, I'm his fiance." She said, "Well, I want you to know that he has been molesting me since I was like 5 or 6 years old, and he's been in prison for that, and do you have any little girls?" And she said that woman dropped that phone. So evidently she had a little girl. He might have been molesting her little girl. You see what I'm saying? And so even after that, that man found out where her mother was living and tried to break in the window in the apartments to get to this young lady that told me this story, her story. And so then after that was when she ran. She was able to get out and go to the office and call the cops, Johnny on the spot, and they got his ass. And then he did some serious time for that. And so that's the last that she heard from him. And now she's a grown woman married with a family. But there are some devastating stories with children out there that parents took up, like Brittany Bowens did for Darren Benson, allowed him to mess with that girl, just like the story that I'm telling you now. And this young lady does not feel the same about her mother. However, she still loves her. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how it is because I never was in that situation. But this lady still loves her mother, but she don't respect her. It's a bittersweet type combination. When she's around her, as a mother and daughter, but she feels like she's obligated, and even if the mother go do this, do that, she'll do it because of the fact she still feels obligated. That's her mother. Well, she wants it to be the type of mother that she always wanted it to be. But in fact, she has accepted with the dirt that was put on it. I'll put it to you like that. It's kind of nasty. Because every time I would ask her about her, I feel like she's just a regular person. But then if she's around her and I'm around, Oh, hi, Mom. How you doing? What you need? You need this, you need that, you need this, Mom. You need me to go over there, you need me to do. It's like she's being pimped because she was abused. That's really sad. But this is true. This is a real news talk show. So click like, share, and subscribe so that I can come back with more real commentary. So we do have to pray for our children out there. And like I said, even though this girl spoke up, the